Hi everyone, this is Jeff Reed, conductor of Orchestra, Kentucky, and I wanted to take a few minutes to talk to you about our upcoming concert, The Planets, which will occur on Monday, September 13th, 7:30 p.m. at Van Meter Hall on Western's campus. The main work, as it sounds, is The Planets by Gustav Holst. He started writing it in 1914 and wrote part-time finishing until in 1916. What I mean by part-time is he was a school teacher at the time, and he would compose on weekends and school holidays. It's a monumental work. It lasts about 45 to 50 minutes and is made up of 7 movements, which are about the planets minus Earth, and Pluto wasn't discovered at the time. But it's not about the planets from a astronomy point of view, but an astrological point of view. Holst was interested in that and was reading a book on astrology and wanted to write a series of movements in this suite that would kind of represent the character of the planets and the astrological meaning of the planets. The first movement is Mars, the most famous movement, Mars, bringer of war, and let me show you that. There's the first page. It's got this recurring ostinato, ba-ba-ba-bum, bum, 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 ba-da-da-dum, bum, 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 which ties the piece together and is based primarily on the interval of a minor second, as well as the tritone, which are very dissonant sounding intervals. After that, we have, flipping through here, the second movement, which is Venus. And let's see, Venus. Venus is the bringer of peace. So this movement is quite different than Mars. It's very serene, very tonal, kind of based on triads, and whereas Mars is real heavily orchestrated with a lot of the lower instruments being used, Venus is the opposite, with lighter orchestration and upper instruments like woodwinds and upper strings. And we have in the third movement Mercury, which if we're comparing this to a symphony, it'd be the scherzo movement. It's quite fast. What's interesting is part of the string section is in the key of B flat major and the other is in the key of A major. So again, you have built-in dissonance, and again the tritone comes back, probably getting a little bit too technical. But when this was first played, they said that the charwomen were dancing in the aisles when they heard it. I don't know if that's true or not. Then the fourth movement, flipping over, is Jupiter, the bringer of jollity. This is probably the second most famous movements. And again, to point out that the middle theme of this is even became kind of adopted by the British as a kind of folk song, even though it's not a folk song, it just sounds like it. After Jupiter, we have Saturn, the bringer of old age. This was Holst's favorite movement. Again, it's a slow movement and is very ethereal sounding, features melody in the low strings and kind of a march in the middle. The sixth movement is Uranus, the magician, and this is kind of a comical movement, march-like as well. Finally, the last movement is Neptune, which is very, well, the most ethereal sounding. It involves very little harmonic movement, and the instruments that he uses, harp, celeste, and a female chorus at the end with, they're singing on the syllable UH, makes it sound kind of dreamlike, I guess you would say. So he moves from a very brutal, aggressive first movement to the last movement, which is not physical but more ethereal sounding. I should say that the orchestra is a big orchestra. There are 4 flutes, including 2 piccolos at times, alto flute. We have 4 oboes, or of the oboe family, including the bass oboe and English horn. We've got 4 clarinets, including the bass clarinet, 4 bassoons, including the double bassoon or contrabassoon, 6 horns, 4 trumpets, 3 trombones, a euphonium, tuba, 2 timpani players playing a total of 6 drums. Got 4 percussionists, a celeste, an organ, 2 harps, and strings, plus the female voices that I mentioned. So it's very big. Okay, so this is the big piece. We're playing it with 85 musicians, and we will have Hubble telescope photos, images that have been worked into animation on the planets. So as we play Mars, the audience will be able to see Mars and kind of tour Mars, and the same for all the other planets. So it's kind of like bringing Star Wars to life, and in fact you'll recognize a lot of the influences that the planets had on John Williams and his Star Wars. There are a lot of similarities. And the final piece we're doing is Adventures on Earth from E.T., which was written by John Williams. That'll close the concert. So tickets start at just $10. You can get them by calling 270-846-2426 or going online at orchestrakentucky.com. Again, it's Monday, September 13th at 7:30 p.m. at Van Meter Hall on Western's campus. This is a great piece. It's a masterpiece and not often played in these parts, so check it out. I'll see you soon. Bye.